Hey Flosstube, this is Amy. Hope you're having a great stitching week. For those of you that have been with me before, thanks for coming back and spending time with me. For those of you that are new, welcome, and I hope you find this a fun place to hang out. Wow, things have changed a lot since the last time we visited. Lots going on. Just remember to breathe and take care of our people. So thinking of all of you guys, I don't know what we would do if we didn't have FaceTime and Flosstube and phones and all that good stuff to keep in contact with each other. So I hope everything is okay with you and your family. Lots happening here in the world of stitching. I don't know where to start. There's so much I want to talk to you about. So forgive me for kind of being what's the word? Not knowing where to start. I do have a finish. I finished my Liberty Lane. This is Priscilla's color conversion. But then I took it and I made most of them in my Victorian Motto flosses. So got the idea for the colors from Priscilla and then substituted my Victorian Motto flosses. Thought that one turned out cute. Speaking of Victorian Motto flosses, before I forget, she is having a giveaway on her blog, and she is so generous with her items, and her floss is amazing. It's 20-yard skeins, so I love being able to pull out a skein and know that it's going to last for whatever project that I need. I want to tell you real quick what she is giving away. So she has a Victorian Motto Sampler Shop blog spot, and there's a place down where you enter your email to become a friend of hers, and you must be a subscriber to her blog to qualify for the giveaway. But what you do is you go in and you comment, and on April 1st she will announce the winners. So she is giving away some great things. One thing is a free month in the Floss Club of your choice. She has a prim version and a limited threads version. So let me show you real quick the ones I got this month. This one is one that London had in her mouth. I had them all ready to show you guys, and London found them, a little Maltese, and she was actually hacking on my Victorian Motto floss. She had part of it in her mouth and part of it down her throat. So lots of floss. But this is Mysterious Skies number 2. London tore the tag off as she was eating it. Misty Pink. Ocean Crest. Really pretty. Swamp Grass. And Antique Garden. So one of the prizes is a month in her floss club, and you get that many skeins a month. It's so much fun. One winner will win a free month in the Linen or Ada Club. One person will get one of her harmony charts complete with floss. Another winner will receive the 12 skeins of the America the Beautiful Floss collection. One winner will receive 12 skeins of spring colors. One winner will receive a sampler chart. One winner gets a Purple Passion 12 skein collection. And then one person is going to get the 30 skein, 20 yards each of the Primitive collection, which I bought about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and she's adding new colors to that. So definitely go check out her blog spot. I will link it down below. I will also have it on my Instagram, so you can see that there. But yeah, I wanted to tell you about the giveaway before I forgot, but I use her colors all the time. So I thought it turned out really well for my Liberty finish. So speaking of London, I learned a lesson with Floss Club, but I also learned a lesson with my patterns. So I walked into the living room the other day and she had a piece of my tapestry, my Ink Circles tapestry pattern, all over the floor in pieces. So this is my Ink Circles. And I make a working copy of the pattern, and this has multi-pages, like 6 pages to this pattern. So the only one that she got was the one I was actually working on. I knew it was a working copy, not a big deal. All I had to do, I thought, was go and highlight. I always like to highlight the portions that I've finished, and knew that I would go back and do that. Well, when I went to work on it, I realized that not only had she taken that page, but she had the page that had my color conversions. So whenever I do my color conversions, I just make little messy notes like this. And I was subbing all Victorian Motto flosses for my Ink Circles piece. She ate the page that had my floss conversions, and I didn't have them memorized yet. So I was digging through the trash, and piece by piece got all of them except for one located. And then I realized that by elimination, I could figure out that last piece. So lesson learned. That was quite entertaining. So not only do I need to make a copy of my charts, I need to make a copy of my working colors, evidently, or put my stuff up so Lena can't get it. But talking about my Ink Circles piece, here's where we are right now. So this is the top left corner. This is the midpoint where I talked to you last time about I went and got where all those pages intersected. Because when you get to the intersections, you have either 2 pages or 4 pages coming together. So I did the whole midpoint, worked over to the side. So this one's going to be a square instead of a rectangle like my other ink circle pieces. And then it will go down. So I can go ahead and cut off this extra fabric now, make it easier to put in my Q-snap. But I have to tell you my story. So as I was subbing my colors, I matched a rug that I have, a new entryway rug that I have, and I like the colors. This color right here is called Tropical Vines, and it's a very light green, and it's very subtle, but that's definitely a color that's in my rug, so I wanted to keep that. As I was going down to this motif right here, this one right here, my subbed colors were brown and this yellow. It's brown and yellow. So the way the pattern was charted, it was 3 browns and a yellow, I believe. And I stitched 3 of those, and those colors were not making me happy. And I thought, oh, there's probably another one. Like I didn't look ahead in the pattern, but I knew there was another one right here, or I thought there was, because it's pretty symmetrical. And here's the center of the pattern. Well, when I pulled out the pattern, I realized that not only was it on the other side, there are 4 of those. So I did not want 4 of those in the browns and yellows. It was just not bright or happy. So I'm the kind of person that if I'm rearranging my furniture, I have to physically move it to know whether I like it there or not. So I guess I'm the same way when I'm stitching. So what I did is I took out all of this and redid it into some aquas and purples. So I have pictures of it. It took me about an hour and a half to get all of my stitches out, and another probably hour and a half, 2 hours to get everything back in. But I think it's worth it, because now when I look at it, I love the colors in that motif. But I was laughing at myself that it took me that long to realize that those were not the colors that were making me happy. And it's okay to change it. So, lots of ripping out and starting over. This was the first time I actually got a seam ripper just to pull out stitches. I was using my little scissors and my seam ripper and doing it from the front and back and trying to get it to work, but it worked out fine. So that is my ink circles piece. The other piece that I've been working on quite a bit is my Tiny Modernist. I say quite a bit, not near as much as my other stuff. But I'm working on this block right here. Nothing Worth Having comes easily. I changed the fabric to a gray. I changed the border to a pink 3607 that was already in that pattern. Everything else is called for DMC. So, and I did order the other pieces to that pattern finally. So there's that. I have to show you my little Amazon purchase. So I want to learn how to stitch on some smaller linen counts. 32 is my happy place. 32 even weave, I don't have any problem with. The 32 linen, I'm getting better at. And the more I stitch with it, the easier it's becoming. So I wanted to look at some 36 and 40, especially when I show you one of my projects, you'll understand why, because I realize that smaller counts really are necessary sometimes. So what I did is I bought some little rechargeable LED glasses. They have the little port to charge. They have an LED light that has 2 different strengths on it. They have the interchangeable lenses. They have the little nose piece and the little comfort band. And they're not that bad. They're not that bad. I haven't stitched with these, but what I did, I was starting a new project and I wanted to make sure that I was on the right place in the linen to start. And they were so handy to pull out and make sure I was at the right starting place. So this is what the box looks like. And they were so inexpensive, you guys. It was not a big gamble at all. But rechargeable LED eyeglasses, bracket, headband, interchangeable magnifiers. So they go all the way from 1.0 magnification lenses all the way up to 3.5. So they have this little nifty headband, if you think you need it. I don't think you do. The charging cable, and then this nifty little lens case that has all the interchangeable lenses. So I put the 2.5 in there right now. I have 2.0 in my near vision multifocal lenses that I wear all the time, but I thought 2.5 might be good for looking at that linen, and sure enough, it worked really well. And then it has a little cleaning cloth. So that was my little Amazon purchase. That and another snag nabbit, because by the time I realized I have lost my snag nabbit, I had already placed my 1, 2, 3 stitch order, so I ordered one from there too. But that was my Amazon purchase. I know I'm jumping all over the place right now, but there's just so many things I want to share with you. I feel like it's been forever. So new project. It was funny because I really just had the urge to start a new project. And my first thought was, I can't start a new project. I've got to wait till Mania. So I went back and forth. And I thought, you know what? There are no rules. We can do whatever we want, right? So my thought, I've looked for a long time at the Hawk Run Hollow, shores of Hawk Run Hollow, actually. And I don't know why, but this has caught my attention for so long, and I just keep going back to it. And it's something unlike anything I've ever stitched before, but I really like it. So I ordered it thinking I would go ahead and maybe use it for Mania and have each block be a different Mania start. So that was kind of my thought. So I wanted to find some fabric for it. Like I said, 32 count is my happy place. I wanted to order linen for this one. I've not stitched a huge piece on linen. My Liberty Lane piece is linen. I've done some other little pieces on linen, my little Lizzie Kate Santa, but not a big piece. So I wanted to order some. The call for linen is autumn gold. from Lakeside, and I do like Lakeside linen, but when I looked at number one, it was out of stock everywhere I looked, and number two, the cost of it was a lot. So what I did is I searched and searched and searched for another linen that would be still pretty. So what I ended up ordering is the 32 count summer khaki Belfast linen. And I had to get a 27 by 36 piece since it's 32 count and it's huge. So I went ahead and jumped the gun. I started stitching. I thought, why not? Let's just do this. So I didn't think I liked kitting things up, but oh my goodness, I had a lot of fun kitting this piece. So what I did is I took the DMC conversion. It's charted for MPI silks. I took the DMC conversion that was also listed, and I just started matching to my Victorian Motto flosses. So a lot of these are Victorian Motto. I pulled all the flosses, but I put the ones for block 1 in a separate bag. So I've got all of these. I do have some DMC colors that I just thought I couldn't match them close enough, so I threw some of the DMC in. But then I got a lot of different colors, because they're going everywhere. Sorry. A lot of different colors that I could sub. So I started stitching, and I couldn't put it down. So this is the first block, and it says light the way, come what may. And I think it's so fun, and it's just different than anything I've ever stitched. This linen is really washed out on the monitor. There we go. It's just a pretty khaki color. And it's not very slubby, so it hasn't been that difficult to stitch with yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully everything matches. But I like it. I like the way the little sun turned out. The lighthouse, yes, I'm stitching with DMC white, but what I found is if I will stitch the top leg with a railroad, that the white turns out a lot better. So I did the same thing with the light yellow for the sun and for the L right here. I went ahead and did my bottom stitches normally, but then the top stitches, the top leg of each stitch, I railroaded to make it lay flat and pretty. So that's helping. So I'm just using the DMC on the white and the light yellow for those, because I just didn't have anything else that matched. But this piece is going to be huge. 32 count, it's still going to be massive. Like I said, I had to order a 27 by 36 count piece of fabric. I thought about stopping and restarting it on a 36 or possibly a 40, but I just haven't played with that fabric long enough to know if that's really going to work. So it's huge. I've already got the fabric. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep going. But now I really understand why people like to stitch on the smaller counts of fabric, and then also be able to use maybe one strand of floss on those higher counts, because I am using my 2 strands on that 32 count. So just learning, just exploring, just playing, and we'll see what happens on that. So that's my new start that I'm excited about. I have kitted some other things up. I just opened up the window one day, got the sunshine coming in, and just sat there in the sunlight and matched some colors and looked at some kits, but I'll share some of those with you guys later. I did make some more project bags. You've seen this fabric that I got at Hobby Lobby. I use the thicker batting and the thicker plastic, and I really like them being more substantial. They're not floppy at all. Like the pinks, when a pink mood for spring. And I was going to show you, I found the perfect magnets for needle minders. trial and error. I've gone through so many of them, but these are the perfect size for needle minders. If anybody else is wondering, these work the best, hands down. This is from Hobby Lobby, their Imagination Station, little 1/3 of an inch, 0.33 inch magnets, and they come in a 12 pack. So that was good to find. All right, I did place my order with 123 Stitch, and I got it in. Part of it, y'all, their customer service was really good. Their website was funny. I wanted to get the rest of the tiny modernist words to live by, and for some reason the last one, which was part 13, was showing up to be in stock, but then when I put it in my cart, it said it's not available. So they called me, or actually texted me, emailed me, I guess, sorry, on Sunday. They were working on my order and they were able to locate it for me. There was also another pattern that I wanted that was out of stock, and they were able to get that in on a back order for me, and I didn't think it was coming for another month, and it's already here. Should be in my mailbox right now, so I'll share that with you guys later. I also got some more of the Hometown Holidays. This is a coffee shop. I love coffee. I like coffee shops. The Mercantile. Pops' filling station. I like that one a lot too. And then I had already done the London, afternoon in London. So I bought the afternoon in Rome. One of my favorite places too. In New York, another one of my favorite places. I thought they were really pretty. So I haven't kitted those or got fabric for those. On my afternoon in London, I used like a, it was like a water lily. I think that had a kind of a tinge of green underneath the tan, and it was really, really pretty. It was a call for on that, I believe. So I need to look at some fabric now. Let me see if I can find, oh. So my fabric that I wanted to play with. I was looking at this thinking it might be a good dupe for, let me put something behind it, the call for autumn gold. And it is like a bright orange. It's not showing up on here, but it's the Golden Blossom Lugana. And it's really bright. But it will be good for something. And I'm trying to, convert to linen, even though I do like the Lugana a lot. So I bought this one. It's a 36 count smoke blue Edinburgh linen. So there's my 36 count, and when I use my glasses, I can see it. I don't know about stitching on it, but the jump from 28 to 32 count was quite easy. So I'm hoping that the jump from 32 to 36 will be as well. And then I ordered a 40 count of mallow linen. So I just wanted to get little pieces of these just to see what I could do on it, and they'll be usable for something. But that's my foray into the higher count stitching. So I'm hoping that that will work. There's so many other things I want to show you, but I think I will save those for the next video and just talk to you for a minute before we say goodbye. Don't want this to get too long. I have so enjoyed keeping up with all of you guys. Your comments mean so much to me. Thank you for making this a two-way conversation instead of just me talking to myself. Instagram has been good. There's all those free posts, those are free patterns that these designers are posting to help us keep our stitching going while we're kind of quarantined in our houses, and I love that. I love what we're doing to keep in contact with each other. For those of you that are teachers, my heart goes out to you. I know as someone who taught up until last semester that, you know, it's hard to be without your kids, and it's hard um, to just have that separation. And for those of you that are parents and have kids at home, you know, I know you're going to be gracious to those teachers that are trying to learn the new curve of online learning and keeping in communication with, you know, that way. It's a new world for everybody. So my grandson, who is in kindergarten, was so excited today because they were having a teacher parade. And what the kids did is they got to stand outside. It's a beautiful day here. And they just stood outside their homes, and every teacher from their elementary school did a parade and went by. So they went to all the neighborhoods. And y'all, our school district covers a lot of miles. And for them to find, you know, their kids and go by and wave at the kids, and the kids could wave to them and know that the teachers are still there and they're still going to be in communication with them, just means a lot. So for those of you that are having to be the teacher at home and you haven't done that before, you know, it's going to be okay. So just thinking about all the changes, and for those of you that are working from home, and you know, I'm thinking about you, and for those of you that are still having to go out into the workplace, I get that too. My husband is still having to leave every day to work, and he is around a lot of people every day, and you know, it's sometimes kind of scary, but you just want to just pray that everything works okay. So, all right, I feel like I've rambled enough, so I'm going to sign off now and see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.